Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video where today we're going to be taking a look at Yamaha's flagship offering in terms of headphones and headphone amplification. We've got the HAL7A Headphone Amplifier and the YH5000SE headphones. The headphones and amplifier designed to be used together in a package, coming in at £8,400 between the two. Let's take a look at exactly what they offer. Before we do start taking a look at the package, I do want to say if you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Thank you so much for the incredible support on the last video we put out on the HAL7A A8 that went up last Sunday. If you haven't seen it, be sure to go and click the link in the description to take a look at that. There was a lot of feedback in that video. A lot of you mentioned that you weren't keen on the background music that was playing at the same time, so that will not be featuring in this video or any videos moving forward. Again, really appreciate your feedback. Anything that you want to add, do leave it in the comment section down below, and if there's anything in particular that you'd like us to review or take a look at, again, leave that down below as well and we'll see what we can do. So the headphones and headphone amp here, as I've mentioned, are definitely designed to be used together. You can buy them separately, so if you wanted to use the headphones with a separate amplifier or the amplifier with some separate headphones, you certainly could do, but again, they are fine-tuned and designed to be used together, these two. So that is not what this review is going to be based upon. I didn't actually try the headphones with a separate amplifier or vice versa. I didn't try any other headphones with the headphone amp. I do find that usually, I mean, these headphones are planar magnetic. They can be difficult to pair, so when you've got something that's so tailor-made like you've got here, it really is a shame if you can't, you know, if you're working around that. It seems like a bit of a, it's an obvious choice to work them together, and that's exactly what this review is going to be based on and how we listen to them. Going forward, I am just going to be mentioning these as headphones and headphone amplifier. For some reason, I don't know if anyone else agrees with this, HAL7A, YH5000SE, bit of a mouthful. So going forward, headphones, amplifier, and first off we're going to be talking about the amplifier. So starting things off with the headphone amplifier here, the HAL7A, again, bit of a mouthful. If you did want to buy it on its own, it's coming in just short of £3,600 at retail at the moment, and the first thing I'm going to touch upon is the design of it. I mean, Yamaha haven't gone straightforward here. This is a really unique out there design. You've got your two transformers on the right hand side of the unit as I'm looking at it here. Really cool design to kind of isolate the power supply and stop that from interfering with the sound. That can sometimes be a problem, especially when it comes to headphone amps. They tend to be smaller units a lot of the time, and again, that can mean that when the power supply is right there in with all the other bits inside, with all the other internal parts, you can get some interference, but this makes sure that isn't the case, but also still maintains what is quite a small desktop friendly design. Again, it's not particularly a big unit, it doesn't take up a large amount of room, and in that small footprint within that, there's a lot of options. So you've got your little screen on the front here, which is a really handy screen. Not quite as nice as the HAL7A one that we were looking at last week. It must be said I was a huge fan of that interface and the touch screen on there. But this functions really well for everything you need it to. You can see all the different presets that you have access to, as well as the different options in terms of the sound profiles that this headphone amplifier offers, which is its big party trick. It's got a pure direct mode, as they call it, which I would consider the standard listening mode, but then it also offers a lot of other really unique listening experiences, which is its big party trick, to be fair. On the front of the unit, you can see you've got every option you could really want in terms of headphone connectivity. You've got the 4.4 balance connection, you've got the XLR, and also the 6.3mm jack as well. So that pretty much caters to any headphone. If you've got a 3.5mm, you can always just stick an adapter on the top of that to allow you connect on the 6.3 option on the front here. So great connectivity options in terms of the rear of the unit as well. Pretty much all the connections you could ever want. I mean, there's no wireless connectivity, which is a bit of a shame, but it's easy enough to work around that when you're using your source that you're connecting to. I mean, we listen to the system as a whole using a MacBook, using the USB connection on the back, connecting through Tidal. Really simple, really straightforward, and sounded great, to be fair. So in terms of the connections on the back of the unit, obviously you're going to be wanting to connect something to this as your source, and I don't think there's anything really missing here, to be completely honest with you. There's not a huge amount on there, but in terms of what you're going to be wanting to connect to it, everything's covered. You've got your analog, digital, coaxial, USB and pre-line out as well, so covering all the big hitters there. We listened to this system using a MacBook, running Tidal through that and then connecting via the USB. Worked absolutely seamlessly and no issues whatsoever. Talking a bit more about the inside of the unit, it actually comes with a really fantastic high quality ESS DAC, and what the system aims to provide is a really balanced sound, a really natural sound, and also a great wide dynamic range. And when listening through the pure direct mode on the unit, that was absolutely evident. And I thought it, again, compared to some of the other headphone amplifiers I've listened to at this kind of price point, obviously we're talking premium flagship, I think it's up there. I think in that pure direct mode, it was absolutely fantastic. When you're flicking through the different modes, if that's something that you are doing, obviously there's going to be different areas that might lack a little bit naturally. So for example, concert hall and outdoor mode, really unique in what they offer. They're a kind of more open sound, a more airy sound. There's a lot of nice separation as well, but naturally, as you can imagine, being at a concert in reality, that's going to lack in certain areas. So it does really sound like you're at a concert hall or at an outdoor concert, but again, is that something that people are going to be utilising all the time? I don't think so, but it is a nice feature, and I guess it offers a bit more something a bit different, essentially. Again, it's quite a unique unit, this one. I think if we look at the headphones independently, they're something that I think a lot more people are likely to buy on their own rather than a headphone amplifier, but they're fantastic at $4,799. Obviously, it's a super competitive market out there for headphones, and these were second to none to a lot of things I've listened to over the last 12, 18 months. I think Focal and Hi-Fi Man are two of the bigger players in the game for me right now in terms of what they offer. And these were right up there alongside them. I think, you know, when you look at the build quality of them and the design, really funky, really unique. They've not been scared to really go out there with the design, and they're really fantastic. I mean, the weight of them, 320 grams just under. They're super comfortable to wear over long periods of time. There's going to be no issues with fatiguing whatsoever. And again, as a partnership with this system here, they offered a lovely, natural, well-rounded sound, a lovely wide dynamic range, and a smooth, accurate bass that I really enjoyed. Obviously, the lower end side of things in terms of the bass can be something that's kind of, people prefer different sounds, but for me, great natural sound, and I really enjoyed them, particularly in the pure direct mode, which, as I've mentioned, is how a lot of people I think are going to be listening to these. I've mentioned the lightweight nature and the fact that these only weigh 320 grams, but that's something that really needs to be touched on a bit more, I think, because these are amongst some of the more comfortable headphones that I've tried in recent times. I mean, they're a kind of stainless steel magnesium design, and you could definitely wear these without any fatiguing issues whatsoever, and that is a massive factor when it comes to headphones. I've touched upon it in other videos where the key to me is getting something that's comfortable, but also something that sounds great, because there's no point in having something that sounds great, but you don't want to put in your head, and vice versa as well. So, no, super impressed by the design. I found they fitted my head beautifully. No issues on that front whatsoever. And again, I've got to stress, I think these are some of the more comfortable headphones that I've tried in recent times. I've got to mention as well, but with these coming in at $4,799, they're not a cheap headphone. Obviously, this is Yamaha's flagship offering. And when you get the headphones, it does feel like a special product. They come in a lovely box. The headphones themselves are fantastic in terms of build quality. Not only do you get the headphones, you get a couple of different cables that are, again, really high quality as well. You get a 6.3 cable, 6.3 millimeter jack cable, and you also get a balanced 4.4 cable as well. And again, the quality of these is fantastic. And it also comes with a couple of sets of pads as well. You get some leather pads and some suede pads. I preferred the leather ones. I found them both to be super comfortable. You might find this a bit weird if you're not aware, but that actually can have a big impact in terms of the sound, the leather versus the suede pads. Both of them I thought sounded great, but I think I leant a little bit more towards the leather, which I think accentuated the bass a little bit. But again, I think that's the kind of thing that's going to be different for everyone and kind of how they sit on your head. But yeah, it's just nice that when you're buying such a premium product, it feels like a premium product when you first get it. It's a great package. I'd love to hear if you're someone that has purchased these independently, so not as a package, and how you've got on with them, because I think, as I've touched upon, these being planar magnetics, they can be difficult to match up with different amplifiers. And I think when you've got something that's such a slam dunk combination on offer anyway, I don't really see why to go anywhere else. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts if you have partnered them with something else and exactly how you got on with them. But that is just about going to wrap up the video, guys. I mean, again, I was a huge fan of these. On the market at the moment, you've got the likes of Focal and Hi-Fi Man that I've touched upon, I'm a big fan of, and this as a package was right up there. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It is premium, it feels premium, and the whole experience was absolutely fantastic. So again, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below, whether you've listened to these as this particular pairing or outside of that. Let me know what you want to see next week, and we'll see what we can do. And again, if you did enjoy, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you all next time.